I pitched the yeast on Saturday night and it is now Tuesday morning, so I'm just having a quick look to see how we're going, and we're bubbling away nicely. So we're going to leave it a couple more days. I'll take the lid off, I'll give it a little bit of a stir, and then I'll put the lid back on and just leave it to see how we go. But yeah, bubbling away nicely. Okay, so today's Thursday the 6th of October, so we're just under 3 weeks since I put the cap on this. I took the lids off after a week and gave it a stir, put it back on. I cocked up a little bit because I already opened this thinking I was recording, but I just was taking photos. So it's already been opened for maybe about a minute. The smell coming off it's beautiful. I've taken a little sample there, so I'm going to drop my hydrometer in and we're going to see where we're sitting, because I don't think that we're far away. Give it a spin. I don't think that we are far away from where we need to be. Now, I don't know if that shows it very clearly, but that says that is 10% cider. Let me hold it in the middle. I think I'm being generous to myself in saying that's 10. I'm going to give myself... It's got to be between... It's somewhere between 5 and 10. Let's give myself the 7 as I was expecting. Right, I'm going to put the lid on this. I'm in the process of just cleaning and disinfecting my Demi-Johns. My days off from work start as of Saturday, and I think Saturday is going to involve me racking all of this into Demi-Johns. So I think by the time I leave any sediment etc in the bottom, I should have about 30 litres of cider. So I'll get a better alcohol reading once we've got it into Demi-Johns. Okay, so it's been a little over 3 weeks since I pitched my yeast. It's effectively stopped bubbling now, so what I'm going to do is decant these two into this one. She's been cleaned out, disinfected. I should fit 30 litres in there. I'm going to leave some in the bottom. You can see some of the sediment that's left from the yeast etc. So I'll set it up now. I've bought a new siphon and I'm going to be pumping that into that. I'm going to leave it in here for 1 day just to try and get any little bits that I might bring through to settle out again, and then I'm going to be decanting into some Demi-Johns, and what I'll hopefully do is probably over the next 2 to 3 weeks just change out from one Demi-John to the next just to try and get that clarity, and then I'll be going for bottling. I've bought some bottles, I've got hold of some Grolsch bottles. I've just got to get my carbonation tablets, and away we go. So I'll just set it up and we'll have a look at decanting them into there. Okay, so I just finished decanting. Just finished using this new pump. What would I call it? A stirrup siphon or something like that? I don't know. You pump it a little bit like a bike pump and it starts going. I did do a little speech on it and then realised that I didn't actually record it. So yeah, so I've left just under 3 litres in the bottom of each of these because of the sediment etc in the bottom. Try and leave all the nasties out. It's come out pretty well. There's a little bit on the top, but that's why I'm going to leave it for 24 hours. So I reckon I'm easily got 27, maybe 28 litres of cider here. So as I say, I'm going to put a lid on this. I'll put a bubbler on the top of it as well, because you never know, it might start going now. It's all been moved around. And then tomorrow, that's my nice, clean, sterilised Demi-Johns. I'm going to decant to Demi-Johns, and like I say, over the period of a few weeks, I'm going to go Demi-John to Demi-John, just get it to clear up a touch, and then we'll start bottling. Okay, so it's 3 days since I siphoned off my cider from my 2 buckets into this one. I've been in work, so couldn't get to it, but I'm switching to nights tonight, so utilising my morning off. So it smells lovely. I'm going to put a hydrometer in it now just to see what the reading is, and then I'm going to start to rack it off to my Demi-Johns. Okay, so I just put the hydrometer in my sample tube. I hope you can see it there. It is between the 5 and the 10%, so yeah, we're going to go for 7%. I'd have to get a more specific one otherwise, but I'd be happy with that. It's ending up in my belly, that's the only place it's going, so yeah, I'm happy with 7%. Okay, here she goes. And I'd say, looking at the colour of that initially, that's really light. That looks like grape juice. If I would compare it to a cider that I've had of late, I would say that that looks like Aspel's. So if I can get it to taste anything like Aspel's, I'll be doing quite well. Okay, this is my first Demi-John. You can see I got the bubbler in the top. And if I catch it correctly, it's already started bubbling. So there's still a little bit of fermentation going on here within this cider. So yeah, another 2 to 3 weeks, and hopefully this will be completed. I can get it bottled, and it's ready to drink. Okay, so just finished racking it out from the bucket to the Demi-Johns. I've got 6 Demi-Johns here, they're all bubbling away nicely. So yeah, it's a 5 litre Demi-John. I'm guessing I put maybe 4.5 litres in each, so 6 4.5 equals 27, so that's what I think I got, is 27 litres of cider. I'm a little bit anal, I'm a bit annoyed that I got that brown one. I didn't get the white one cleaned in time, so I got 5 clear ones in a brown glass bottle. Just to show you the remnants inside there, you can see that was the bits of crap that made its way through from the initial siphon off, so we've knocked that out. So yeah, hopefully these will clear up nicely, and I think every week now I'll rack them out to new things, maybe do it over a period of 2 to 3 weeks, and we're ready for bottling. Okay, so today's the 25th of October. We're 5 days since we racked these out into the Demi-Johns, and I'm going to rack them out again. See how we go. She's nice and clear there at the minute, or light I should say. She's nice and light. You can see that there's a bit of crap still formed on the top of each of these, so it's doing its job. So there's the occasional bubble coming off these bubblers on the top, but I've made a decision that I'm going to rack it out today. I'm going to do one again in a few days time, purely because I want to see what it tastes like, and we're going to a Halloween party, so I thought that I'm going to bottle one of these Demi-Johns and bring it along, see how we go. So that'll leave me with 5 of these Demi-Johns, and I'm going to probably do about another 3 or 4 rack outs, I'd have thought. So yeah, here we go. Okay, this is the first Demi-John empty and racked out. See, there's a little bit of crap left in the bottom there. You see the cloud and whatnot, so that's obviously what I'm knocking out. So yeah, hopefully a couple of goes at racking this out and it should be crystal clear. Okay, so today is Friday the 28th of October. I'm going to be racking out one single Demi-John into an empty one, and then I'm going to bottle it. So this has been in these Demi-Johns now for 3 days, and say I'm going to just do one, get it bottled. I'm going to a party on Monday, and I want to see what it tastes like. So I won't bother videoing what the siphoning and whatnot is, because you've already seen that. So yeah, here we go. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me above the wind and the rain that's going to be blowing outside. We're well and truly into the autumn gale season. It's just the end of the first week of November. It's 10 days since I did a single Demi-John to bottles. Tasted absolutely lovely, but I didn't give enough time for the carbonation tablets to work. Just tasted flat, but it tasted cracking. So in the process of doing them, I think this is my 3rd major rack out, so I'm doing all the remaining 5 Demi-Johns today. I'd say by the scum that's being left on the top and the little bits of sediment in the bottom, I might have another 2 or 3 of these to do. But yeah, it's going well, and we'll see how we go. Quick little progress update. I'm going to be racking these off once more. This might be the last time. We're going to see if any scum settles on the top within a day or two. If it doesn't, I'm going to then go ahead and bottle it. Today's the 15th of November, so it's about 25-26 days since I initially put it into Demi-Johns from the buckets. In that time, I've obviously done, not that I've kept a proper count, is it 3 or 4? Might be even 5 rack outs. But yeah, it's looking good. I don't want to let it go too much longer because I don't think it'll carbonate. I think I'll have got rid of all of the yeast. The bubblers are still bubbling. Not that you can see it at the minute, but yeah, I did taste the bottles that I did just prior to Halloween, and although they weren't carbonated for Halloween, I opened one last night and they've carbonated lovely, nice and fizzy. Wasn't the clearest, but as I say, that was after one rack out. These have been done another 3 or 4 times since, so I'm hoping that if this is my last rack out, I'll look at bottling maybe in a few days' time, put in the carbonation tablets in it, and away we go. Okay, morning everybody. Today is the 23rd of November, so as with all good plans, mine went out of the window to have a look at these after a few days. Between being in work for a work cycle and being ill, yeah, my 3 days has turned into 8. So yeah, I've just come and had a look at it. There hasn't been too much scum formed on the top, so I'm going to rack these out into clean Demi-Johns today, and I'm going to bottle them today. I do not want to lose the activity of that yeast in being able to carbonate the cider, so I'm not going to bother filming the racking out process again, no point, but I will set up the camera to show you what I've got for bottling. Okay, so we're all set up ready to start bottling. I've put the bubblers in the top of the Demi-Johns just to stop any nasties getting in whilst I'm doing each one. I've got the stirrup pump set up, and on the end of it now I've got my bottling wand. There's this little trigger, you could call it, that you depress once you put it in the bottom, and that just releases the liquid into the bottle. So all I've got to do is prime it with a stirrup pump, put that into a bottle, push it down, and it'll start to fill, and then once I release it, it obviously stops. Yeah, you can hear, that's the weather coming in now. Hopefully you can hear me over the rain, wind and the rain. Once I've got them all bottled, I'm going to use these Cooper's carbonation drops. Packets say to use 1 drop per 750 ml, so I'm going to be cutting them in half for 500 ml bottles, so I'll be putting 1.5 tablets in each, and I'm going to be bottling into these Cooper PET bottles. Amazingly, it cost me the same to buy 48 as it did 24 on Amazon, so work that one out. But yeah, served me well. So that's the equipment I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna set up the camera, and hopefully I'll catch myself bottling. Okay, so it was a little bit of a nightmare getting the stirrup pump going, because I needed to prime it at the same time as holding down the trigger because it was deadheading. But I've sorted that now, and we're now filling, so I should be getting 8 per Demi-John, so I'm hoping for about 40 bottles at the end of this. Okay, so life being life, I didn't get around to finishing bottling this afternoon. Other things got in the way, but the kids have gone to bed and I've come out to finish bottling. I've ended up with 40 of these brown Cooper bottles and 4 clear ones. I think that they're the same size. Just hold this one up, that's the colour of what I'm dealing with. And you can see the carbonation tablet in the bottom, so I'm going to move these to the house where it's a little bit warmer. Hopefully the sugar should dissolve in 7 to 10 days, and that should give it a little bit of fizz when we crack them open. So that's the next bit that you'll see on here, is me cracking open one of these bottles, and I'll also crack open one of the ones that I did for Halloween, just so you can see the difference in the colour. But that's about me done. Okay, so today's Friday the 2nd of December, and I'm going to try these 2 ciders. This one I've got written on the bottle here was bottled on the 28th of October, and that was bottled ready for a Halloween party, although it wasn't carbonated for that party. And this is the one that I did last week. I've written on the bottle here the 23rd of November, so this is 9 days now since this one was bottled, so hopefully that's carbonated. I'm going to crack them, hopefully they're carbonated, and we'll pour them and we'll have a bit of a taste. So what I'll do is have a taste of both. I'll take the camera off the stand and then I'll come and have a little bit of a more of a close-up and you can see how it looks. Probably, oh, there she goes. So again, this is the difference in a month between bottling, and that probably had 2 or 3 more rack outs. So this is the October one. That's nice. That is very nice. What about this one? Now that one's been in the fridge, this one hasn't. This has been just sat in the box in my shower. So it's not going to be cold, but let's see what we go for taste. Big difference between the two. With that one, I'm presuming that I'm going to just say that tastes a bit better because it's had some more impurities knocked out, but yeah, I'd say this one tastes a lot sharper. Yeah, definitely a lot sharper. Let's say that's a bit more smooth. I can't really compare it to any ciders that I've had, in all honesty, but it is nice. So right, let me switch off the camera. I'll bring it down here. I'll try and get a shot through the glass, and that's about me done. If that's been any use to you, best of luck, and yeah, have a go. Okay, so I've just spun around just so I've got these against a white background so you get a better view of them. The early bottled one, which is on the right hand side, is the 28th of October. There's not a lot of carbonation that you can see going on there in the glass at the minute. But this one on the left, you can see I bottled out on the 23rd of November. There's a good occasional little bubble coming up, so there's carbonation in there. And say the later bottled one, which has obviously benefited from a few more rack outs, etc., is definitely a sweeter cider. The one on the right, the early bottled one, which I did for Halloween, is definitely a lot sharper. But at the end of the day, they're both a 7% cider, which aren't bad to drink. And all they've cost me is my time and a little bit for some of the ingredients, but it's kept me occupied and it's going to give me something nice to drink ready for Christmas.